Hey guys, it's me, it's Leonard. I don't know if you see me because I put my phone in my car here, and but it's me. It's February 2nd, 2025. Is the night, the night after the Royal Rumble 2025, and I really needed to share with internet, with my friends, and with myself in reality, my thoughts, my opinions about this amazing show that went down last night in Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. First of all, speaking about Indianapolis, we have to say thank you, say a big thank you to Pat McAfee. Really, I don't know. At first, in 2022, 2023, when he started to do commentating WWE, I thought that Pat McAfee was just a jerk in reality. But then, with the time passing by, I realized how Pat McAfee is really a real wrestling and WWE specifically fan, and how much he loved and he loves this business and WWE and this job. I really love Pat McAfee. I really think that he may be my favorite wrestling commentator in the world right now. Really, because okay, you cannot expect from Pat McAfee from the analytic point of view, a great explanation about moves, about in-ring psychology, but the energy that he portrayed in the commentate, and the energy that he shows on camera, it's really something that you can really feel as real, and you can feel him as a big fan, and that's great. He's one of those guys that I think is one of those guys that you enjoy to be around with, and that's that's amazing. And this show, and part of the success of this show is in Pat McAfee's hand. We have to say thank you to Pat McAfee, because he has been a big role in WWE in Indianapolis, because he played in the football Indianapolis Colts, right? I don't watch and I don't know football, and he did everything he could to take WWE and make a big show happen in Indianapolis, and this is one of the first of many that will come. Specifically, I heard about Triple H speaking about the SummerSlam and WrestleMania, and that's cool, because I don't know, I am a fan and a friend with a friend of mine that is Ringside Beard. He's a guy with a long beard that is always in front row for WWE big shows like PLE's Big Raw and SmackDown. And I was sharing with him the sensation, the feelings that I got last night watching the show live, and I really felt that Indianapolis is on another level, above any other. I don't say any other, but most of the others wrestling crowd in America. Really, watching from home in Italy at midnight, 2 a.m. in the morning, Indianapolis felt really special, really passionate about wrestling, about the show, about WWE. And we can say that about Chicago, we can say that about Philadelphia, of course, but I don't know, it felt a positive vibes, maybe because Pat McAfee was so pumped up during the pre-show to kick everything on. and everything off. That's really an amazing job that he did. He's really I don't know him personally, of course, but I think he is a great human being. I don't know, I have this sensation, this feeling about him. And that's it. The first thing that I wanted to share. I'm doing this video in English because I want it to be international. My English is not perfect. I tell you this thing every time I do a video in English, but I try my best. And the fun fact is that speaking about crowds and watching the show live and having a friend, I can say right now that he is a friend of mine in the front row for a pay-per-view. I thought to myself that at the end of the day, right now we have so many shows in Europe, so many international shows, like we had Backlash, we had 2 in London for AEW, we will have the Clash in Paris, we will have the Forbidden Door, we had Bash in Berlin, I wasn't there, we had the Clash at the Castle, and everyone says that international crowds are better than the Americans one, but I think this is not true. I am deeply American inside, and I really think that in the end, at the end of the day, and I thought it hearing yesterday and having goosebumps yesterday, hearing about the American national anthem before the show, I really think that wrestling is American. It's not true what I'm saying, but what I want to say that you can have a great show internationally in France, in Berlin, in Glasgow, but in the end of the day, the true die-hard fans are the American fans. That's the truth. And this show proved me that I'm right. But speaking about the show, speaking about the magnificent show, I really think that this is one of the best. I don't say the best because I saw a lot of shows, but one of the best WWE PLEs ever. I really think this show was a masterpiece, and that they did an amazing job. Booking everything, making everything so special, and it's incredible that everything worked so perfectly, so incredibly perfect, and the show went out so perfect, went out to be so perfect, and I want to say my thoughts about the men's Royal Rumble, because there are plenty of things to say about the whole show. The women's Royal Rumble was really nice, with so many surprise entrants like Trish Stratus, like Nikki Bella, like the return of Alexa Bliss. But I think that the men's Royal Rumble was really the highlight of the show, of course, and mostly because of the ending result. And guys, I don't know if I can explain myself, but watching the show and watching the end of the show, I really felt mad, angry, in a positive way about the end of the Royal Rumble. And I was so mad, I wanted to throw my phone, throw something, my pillow on the TV, because I was so upset and so pissed off in reality that Jey Uso won the Rumble. But this is a positive thing, it's not a bad thing, because it was so, I really think that it was so unexpected that made me angry, genuinely and naturally, spontaneously angry about the result. That's positive, because Triple H said a great thing about WWE shows, wrestling shows in general, in in the post show. He said that sometimes you sit down on your couch, you expect what is going to happen, it happens, and it's great because it's predictable but logical. And I always say that it's better something predictable but logical than something unpredictable, shocking, and Vince McMahon ways to do shows unpredictable but completely nonsense. So sometimes it's better something logical, mostly for a WWE product, than something illogical, irrational, just to do a show, just to do a shocking moment. And that's true, but Jey Uso winning the Rumble is something that I think it's the most shocking Royal Rumble ending victory in the history. Really, I since I watched the Royal Rumble since 2004, I think I never saw a ending result so special. Really. And the fun fact about watching this show and seeing Jey Uso win the match is that my favorite moment in the men's Royal Rumble was CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and John Cena in the ring together for 2 minutes, watching each other in the eyes, looking each other in the eyes. And it was such an epic moment, really, because you felt so many generations of wrestling fans and wrestling WWE history together in one moment. And you saw 3 historical rivals that reminded each other about the story sorry, and the feud that they had. But I'm sorry, it's been a long night. But the fun fact about this Rumble is that entering in the show the day before, I thought to myself, CM Punk is going to win the Rumble. CM Punk deserves to win the Royal Rumble. CM Punk deserves to have the main event of WrestleMania and really finish his story at WrestleMania, winning the title in the main event of WrestleMania, doing what he never did before. And I thought, I am a Punk fan, a huge Punk fan, and I'm so happy for him if it happens, and I think it's right. I thought this going into the Rumble the day before. Then the Rumble happens, and CM Punk gets eliminated. And I thought to myself, before the show, if CM Punk is not going to win, Roman Reigns is going to win to have a Cody Rhodes against Roman Reigns Part 3. Or The Rock will show up and we will have The Rock against Cody, for example. Sami Zayn is going to win and KO is going to win the title, and we will have Sami Zayn against KO at WrestleMania. And then Punk got eliminated. Roman Reigns got eliminated. Seth Rollins got eliminated. Sami Zayn got eliminated before Punk, Roman, and Rollins. And we have the last 2 guys in the ring, and we have Jey Uso and John Cena. And I thought to myself, watching these 2 guys goes one against the other for the Royal Rumble victory, I thought to myself, what an idiot I am. What an idiot am I becoming? Am I losing my touch? Am I not seeing the reality of things in wrestling anymore? Because it was obvious in that moment that everything was done to make John Cena win the Rumble. And I thought to myself, okay, we have Jey Uso and John Cena. It's too much predictable that John Cena is going to win because they want to do John Cena against Cody Rhodes. Right now, it's obvious that it's going to be that way. And then Jey Uso win. And that for me has been a shocking that I can't explain, really. And at first, it was a shocking and upset and even an angry shock, because I thought to myself, you have John Cena, you have Roman Reigns, you have CM Punk, you have Seth Rollins, you have Sami Zayn, you have Drew McIntyre, and you make Jey Uso win. But after that, I thought to myself, what's what's the fun of everything if you already know what is going to happen? And that's a shocking moment. If something, this Royal Rumble match, men's Royal Rumble match, really touched me deeply emotionally, and that's a positive thing. I think the match and the result worked out in a perfect way. Really, Triple H did a masterpiece, and it's incredible how great of a job is Triple H doing with this WWE. I'm saying, because I really think that this WWE, that is different in so many ways from the original WWE, this McMahon WWE, if you want to say. I don't say it's another company, because it's not true. The name is the same. Most of the talents, the wrestlers are the same. So it's not true that it's another company. But for sure, it's a different company in many, many ways. First of all, how the talent act, how the talent are free to act, and how and a victory like this for Jey Uso, it's a proof that everyone matters in this polydeck WWE. And speaking about facts, guys, this is the first Royal Rumble in a stadium, WrestleMania stadium. And I remember a time in 2006, 2005, where WrestleMania was in small arenas in which right now they do Raw, SmackDown, secondary PLEs, okay? And right now we have three, four, maybe five, I think five, I can say, five PLEs, 5 shows that are in a jam-packed stadium with 70,000 people. That's a fact. You can't deny that the product is growing, is becoming better and better and better, and you can't deny that the talents, the management, and us as fans are happy to be part of it. Really, I don't want to sound an hypocrite, but I really think this is the best wrestling company that I have ever seen, really, because I think that I am a huge AEW guy. I think AEW is my favorite wrestling company, I have to be honest with you, and everyone that knows me knows that. But and I really think that the gold AEW, you can say that right now is really great, of course, but maybe the 2021, 2023, the first Only London has been really a fantastic period. But the fact is that in deep in myself, and I don't want to sound hypocrite, but it's true, I always knew that AEW, and I know right now that AEW will always be the alternative. So there is no chance that I don't want to compare the two products, because I really watch everything, but there is no chance that AEW can take WWE out of business. It's impossible, okay? And it's impossible that we have another major company comparable to WWE. But I really think that this WWE is really on another level. Everything is so perfect. Every piece of the puzzle is perfectly matching in the big picture of the company, and it's everything so logical, so well worked, but also so there is so much talent that you can say, okay, this can happen, but many other things can happen, and that's awesome. Especially Jey Uso really winning the Rumble. I'm still shocked right now. I can't remember really. I was a guy that said this 20 times a day, but right now I don't say it so many times, because I want to be honest with myself. I can't remember a show in the recent period that left me with so many controversial emotions in myself. I was happy, shocked, angry, frustrated. I was asking myself, how is it possible that with John Cena, with Roman Reigns, with Seth Rollins, with CM Punk, with Logan Paul, with Sami Zayn, Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso is winning the Rumble? How is it possible? And it's possible because anything can happen in the Paul Levesque WWE. And I want to say another thing that maybe it's not a positive thing, but I have to say what I feel. I want to say what I feel. I don't know. I grew up. I want to speak about John Cena because this farewell tour about John Cena is selling record merchandise for the WWE, and everyone is so pumped up. There was a time in which everyone was hating John. How weird is life? Because there was a time in which everyone was hating John Cena, and right now everyone. And I was loving John Cena. Right now everyone is loving John Cena. I'm really hating John Cena. I don't say I hate John Cena because it's not true, but I really kind of dislike him, this John Cena, and I explain you why. Because when I grew up a big John Cena fan when I was 12, 13, 14 years old, and I got nostalgic yesterday. Not nostalgic is not the right word because I don't have. I don't regret, I don't say, oh, what a good time it was. No, this time is the best time to be a wrestling fan ever. But hearing John Cena's music in the Rumble made me think of how many years, and I say right now, how many decades I spent to be a wrestling fan. So how many hours, how many moments I spent in front of my TV watching wrestling, how many years has been gone since my first travel to America for WrestleMania 28, and made me think about time passing, and made me a little, I don't say sad, but a little emotional. I really cried a little about that, not for John Cena itself, but hearing that music and hearing the fact that and understanding how many years has gone in my life, and how many years I spent watching wrestling, how many money I spent buying t-shirts, buying merchandising, buying DVD, buying streaming pay-per-views, streaming platforms, or how many, or now in my adult era, in my adult age, how many money I try to save for going to a wrestling show, okay? Because it's not easy. I don't want to sound Italian, and I don't want to sound like many Italians that say, "Oh, I want to do it, I want to do it, I am so passionate," and then they don't do nothing for do it. I wanted to go to Backlash France and to have a commemorative chair last year. I wanted to go all in London last year and have a commemorative chair, and there are thousands and thousands of euros. And it's hard. It's hard. It's a struggle in reality, okay? And how many things, I don't say I sacrificed, but I denied myself for this passion, and that's incredible, because John Cena made me realize how many years I am living like this, okay? Living like a die-hard wrestling fan, if you want to say, spending Saturday nights in front of my TV on my bed for watching a live pay-per-view. And I really respect and love John Cena for what he did for me and for the generation, my generation. And when you are young, you love him, and you don't. You love him, but maybe you are genuine, you are honest, you have a different perception about things. or maybe he was different. I don't know. I don't watch shows back of 10 years ago. I don't do it, okay, because there is too much marvelous wrestling today to watch. And back in the day I didn't realize it, or maybe he wasn't like that. How funny and how fake he is, really. The press conference, the post conference after the show, he was like one of the funniest people that I have ever heard. So you John Cena, you are telling us, and everyone can love him, okay? But you are telling us that you are doing this farewell tour, in which you retire from wrestling, you are leaving wrestling behind, WWE behind, and you do basically the Royal Rumble, you do basically Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania, and that's it. So you are doing this like a hero that want to do a last dance, and you do three shows basically. You will not do Raw, you will not do SmackDown, you will not do NXT. You are only doing the Rumble and you are doing the Chamber. And the post conference was really one of the funniest things that I have ever seen. Him declaring that he is entering in the Elimination Chamber and he is not competing on Raw because he has to do a movie. What the fuck? So you really love wrestling? You really want to retire from wrestling in an honest way, or you just want to do 3 shows, 3 great pay-per-views, and then leave forever? I don't know. He really sounded more funnier than Dwayne, and that's a thing that I never expected to come out from my mouth. Because I don't say that I don't have respect for. I have respect for everyone, but if there is a wrestler that really I don't like or I kind of dislike, is The Rock, is Dwayne Johnson. Because I always thought that he was funny. He loved wrestling so much that after 5 years he left wrestling forever. John Cena sounded funnier than The Rock, because when The Rock came back in 2024, when The Rock come back in general, he really come back. Last year he came back for WrestleMania 40. He came back and he stayed on the WWE schedule for 2-3 months. He stayed all February, all March, and the both nights of WrestleMania and the Raw after Mania. John Cena is not doing that, and he is retiring. So for me it's kinda weird and kinda funny, really. And the day before the Rumble, I watched the close-up with René Paquette. It's a show that René Paquette does on YouTube, and the main character was John Moxley, his husband, in the Death Riders. And I compared the John Moxley interview to the John Cena interview after the Rumble. And I thought to myself, for many reasons, but first of all for passion, John Moxley is a guy that wants to be a wrestler, and wants to be a wrestler, period. Okay, John Moxley maybe is not the kind of guy that can become an actor, a Hollywood actor, of course. But the universe put the things, all the ingredients, all the elements together to have John Moxley, and John Moxley wants to be a wrestler, and he wants to do wrestling until he dies. And I compared that interview, so real, so true, about the Death Riders, to the one that John Cena had after the Rumble. So funny, so casual, and I'm really disappointed about that. So this is my thought about the Rumble, about some thoughts about the show, about WWE in general. It's a great road to WrestleMania, and it's a great period to be a WWE fan, a wrestling fan in general, but a WWE fan. specifically, I really love the road to WrestleMania because I love this period of the year, because it's still winter, so it's still very cold, but the light, it's becoming more. There are more and more hours of light, and so I'm able maybe to go for a run after work. I am able to enjoy staying outside, outdoor a lot more, but it's not hot. This period from the Royal Rumble to May, okay, it's basically my favorite period of the year. We have so many shows. We have the Rumble, we have the Chamber, we have Revolution, we have WrestleMania, we have Dynasty, we have Double or Nothing. I really hated the summer because I really hate hot weather. Then I love September and October, but in November and December I become a little depressed because I really love winter, autumn, but it's not always easy to work alone at home with so many darkness outside and in your mind and in your heart. And but this period is really phenomenal. Today, after I woke up basically at noon, because at 12 a.m. Because I did the show live, and I went for a big walk in nature, and it's been an amazing day. I'm not watching Collision tonight because I want to watch the show really fresh, not burned out from so many hours of wrestling, because yesterday I watched SmackDown, the countdown, the kickoff, the show, and the post show. So I think I watched 10 hours of wrestling. So today I told to myself I am going to a big walk, and I'm going to drink maybe a milkshake or eating a donut, and I'm going to sleep, okay? But I don't want to watch a Collision tonight because I want to appreciate the show, so I want to watch it tomorrow, fresh, relaxed, focused. That's it, guys. It's been really one of the best nights to be a wrestling fan yesterday, really. One of the best nights to be a wrestling fan in general that I have ever experienced from my bed, watching in the middle of the night a show while every other Italian is getting drunk or doing some stupid activities about spending money in restaurants or something else. I'm not judging anyone. It's been one of the best nights to spend awake watching wrestling with a lot of coffee and a lot of Pepsi. Killing the fucking business. Best in the world.